Hi, this is Peter. We're trying this a little bit more. I'm talking in pretty much my standard loudmouth, obnoxious voice. I'm trying not to use my southern drawl. I'm trying to sound like I'm from Minnesota, but I don't do very good with voices. But I'm standing next to one of the columns. I want to show you a little bit of something here. This is called a ghost. This is one of the words our volunteers all know now, and they throw this out a good bit. The ghosts are markings, paint marks, stress marks on material of wood where it's been nailed together, where it has been attached for years. In this case, it's where they painted the wood after they put this handrail. We know this is a handrail because it's a small ghost. See how wide this is? This is a good, what, 6-8 inches there. And it is wider than this. This piece, we have seen some of these on, I'll take you around and show you, they just about cover the edge here, and that means it was a straight rail. For those of you that are familiar with a little movie called Gone with the Wind, which the facade was featured, the rail where Scarlett is talking to Melanie to her left, I believe, about the fact that she's just found out that Ashley was taken prisoner, and maybe he's walking home now, and some northern lady on some northern road is giving him her supper, her dinner, whatever. That was one of the wide rails. This is one of the ones that would have been used for a handrail going down the steps. So that's a ghost. And our volunteers that have been working with us to put this stuff together and clean it up know what ghosts are now. I'll show you a couple other ghosts here. These pieces, the round pieces, called a bull nose, and the bull with his rounded nose, they went on the end of these steps. Well, some of these bull noses were not here. And when my volunteers began putting this together, these are the top steps from the side porch of Tara, where the Confederate soldiers were eating. This is where they were sitting. And when my volunteers began putting this stuff together, as they worked on this, they found, well, here's one here. See how the nail line matches up with the hole. And here also, they got this, they did this, matched up the holes. We double checked it, and then they actually pulled the nails out and put them back in, and they slid in because this piece matched this piece of wood because of the ghosts. It'd be kind of hard to match these holes up if the nails in this board were not exact to this board, and we found they are. So they found the right pieces. So that's what they're doing here, is working on the ghosts. Let me show you a little something interesting here. This is the funnest part of the project, is finding all these interesting things the studio did. These are holes drilled, probably with an old-timey auger bit, hand drill, and then they cut wooden pegs and stuffed them in there to make this look like knot holes. Old-timey wood at the period pieces of the tree, the knots were seen in here, and so they made knot holes. So you can basically antique the steps on set. Down, you'll see a number of them there. I didn't realize until I just now leaned over, I didn't realize how many of the knot holes are seen. A couple of them over there are not. These, we're missing the fillers. There's one there, there's one there. And they're not perfectly round, so I'm wondering if someone actually, to get it where the peg would go in, they might have gone around it a little bit with a pocket knife, because some of this is wallowed out, as we'd say, down south. This is actually the end of the steps. This would be the bottom where Melanie Hamilton sits, where Olivia de Havilland was seated, talking to the soldiers.
Step number 3, right there.
That's right. Step number, is it this one right here? Is that what we thought?
That's the one.
Okay. And see, they pulled the knot hole out so that she wouldn't sit on a knot hole. I don't know. But this would have gone up and up and up. It's 18 feet long. These set of steps. Of course, there's some space in between, but if you had them all together, around 18 feet long, and they're a little less than 12 feet wide. What would have happened? We'd have started on ground level and gone up, so it probably would have been maybe about as high as my massive Herculean chest. Probably would have been, the porch is probably going to end up being when we finish it, the back may be as high as chest high. So that's what's going on here. For those of you that have seen some of the other videos we've shot, our volunteers have done a great job working with this setup. If I can show you a couple things, there's just give you the porch. This is part of this porch. Once we get the porch situated where we can see it as a whole, these columns here, the column over there to Nina's right and over behind, those will all be part of that display, and therefore this area will no longer have all this wood stacked. So it's clearing it out, okay? Of course, the volunteers have to sweep every time they're here because it is an old barn, and we're having to deal with that. But that's all right. We were so much further along.